a solo female motorcyclist that lives on the internet, I get asked some pretty interesting questions sometimes. Questions consisting of, am I single? Or how tall are you? Or what was your first motorcycle? Which is fine. But there's been one question that I have been noticing a lot more as of late, and it's, why the heck did I switch to that helmet? I'll go ahead and give you a little bit of a backstory. In 2019, I won an Instagram contest with Senna and Builtwell way before I started a YouTube channel. So I won a free Senna communication device as well as a free red Builtwell lane splitter. Might look familiar if you know what my logo looks like. I didn't like the color red. I never owned anything red, and I definitely didn't like red helmets, but it was free and I was gonna wear it. And hence started the red helmet trend for her two wheels. Shortly after starting my YouTube channel, I entered into a partnership with a very popular helmet manufacturer based out of the United Kingdom who also made beautiful red helmets. After that partnership ended, I decided it's officially time to upgrade. So after doing some pretty intensive research and thinking about my personal riding style, I decided that a modular was gonna fit me the best. Therefore, I ended up with this beautiful wine-colored Shoei Neotech 2. And here's why.
So I didn't really explain it in the very beginning of this video, but the reason I keep the iconic red helmet is for just that. It's iconic. When people see a red helmet, they automatically think of her two wheels, and that's just some of the easiest branding that you can ever do as a creator. I'm actually gonna take my sunglasses off so I can see you and talk to you during this helmet review. So I decided during August of 2022, which was when I was traveling to Sturgis by myself, that a fixed full face helmet was no longer my cup of tea, essentially. The amount of hello, you pretty girl. The amount of miles that I travel on a daily basis when I am doing long distance touring can be anywhere from 700 to 1,000 miles a day. That's a lot of time in a helmet. And the one thing that people ask me about my prior helmet, my full face, is whether or not it was loud, whether or not it was windy, and stuff like that. It was a carbon fiber helmet, so it was very loud. I always had to wear earplugs, but regardless, I wear earplugs when I travel long distance anyway. It was very light, which was great because I strap a lot of crap to my helmets because of the type of career that I'm in. So having a lightweight helmet was very, very wonderful. After realizing during those long distance travels that I just could not get down with being inside of a helmet that lightweight, that loud, and that not modular, essentially, it just wasn't going to cut it for me because I don't physically stop and take my helmet off at every single gas station or every single rest stop, basically. Sometimes I just want to flip the screen up and take a drink while I'm riding, take a bite to eat. And that's when I decided that modular was the way to go. I've only ever owned one other modular helmet in the past, and I ended up not wearing it because it was a bit bulbous. It wasn't too heavy or anything, it was just kind of awkward looking. So when I started shopping around, I did find a local cycle gear store where I was able to physically try on helmets, and that's been my preaching words this entire time as working with people who create helmets. You need to physically try them on. Now, a lot of places will allow, free shipping and stuff like that. As long as you don't physically ride in the product, you can try it on and then ship it back. And there's no restock fees, which is why I continue to shop at Revzilla nonstop all the time. As long as you don't take the tags off and as long as you don't physically actually ride in the gear and potentially damage it that way, you can return anything if it's the wrong size. And trust me, being a woman who rides a motorcycle and wants to wear protective gear, 90% of the time nothing fits. So that's very important to me. So after I decided that the Shoei Neotech 2 fit my head the best, I loved the color, I loved how comfortable the cheek pads were, and how lightweight it felt compared to other modulars I have tried, I went ahead and ordered that model off of Revzilla. Unfortunately, the helmet that I got was the wrong color. Mistakes happen. It's totally fine. The box said one thing and the item that was inside it said the other. So it was no big deal. The coolest part was on my way to Oklahoma. I was riding to Oklahoma at the time, which was 1,000 miles one way. There was a Cycle Gear in Indianapolis that I was actually able to stop and swap out my old helmet. I actually got my brand new, this helmet right here, literally picked it up off the side of the road, threw my old modular away that I used to own, and I've never looked back. There was literally no break-in period with this helmet. That's probably my favorite thing about this. There's always going to be a break-in period with a helmet. You know, you got to make it mold to your head, make sure the foam fits right, get the good sweat, blood, and tears inside of a helmet to make sure it's just built for you, basically. This had none of that. And obviously, everybody has a different shaped head. The Shoei fit my head shape the best out of everything that I've tried, and I have tried a lot. When I came down to Florida for the month of January, I had so many people, personal friends who are very familiar with the helmet that I used to wear, ask me what I thought about my modular helmet. And hands down, I told them it has completely changed my riding style. It has changed my comfort and usability of travel and being comfortable while travel. Literally 2 days after having that conversation with a friend, he turned around and went and bought himself a modular helmet, and he loves it. Having the sunglasses drop down is chef's kiss. Some other features about this helmet specifically, the thing that I noticed, you cannot close the top vent. I've never felt the urge to. I've never felt the need to close the top vent. And then it has a little bottom vent down here, which is awesome because like sometimes I don't want to open the visor just because of road debris and grime, but I pop this little vent open and I literally feel the wind come in. Some of my other helmets, they either didn't have closable vents or I genuinely couldn't feel the airflow. The only time I could feel proper airflow is if it was 9,000 degrees outside, I was sweating like a pig, and my whole head was wet, and then I would pop the vent open, and because my head was wet, I was like, oh, there's the airflow. But it was very, very minimal. This one, sometimes I have to just keep it closed all the time because my eyeballs will dry out. Such a weird thing to say, but it's true. For the most part, the things that I noticed immediately when I got this helmet is genuinely higher quality than any other helmet I've ever owned. And that's for obvious reasons. This helmet, it's this helmet's first time around the block, you know. This helmet has been in production for years. It's been mastered, it's been crafted, it's been reviewed, it's been renovated and reinvented, I guess is the word. And the thing that I love the most about it is it actually feels of quality substance, and the cheek pads actually snap in place. And if you've ever owned my prior helmet that I used to wear, you'll know that that was probably the biggest complaint everyone had on that helmet is the cheek pads refuse to snap into place. So the cheek pads snap into place very easily, which is awesome because I'm constantly changing out gear on my helmet. So my Senna goes in and out, I'm swapping out cameras constantly, speakers, all of that jazz. I'm always messing with my helmets. It's just part of my job. But the number one thing that I love so much about this helmet is the fact that it is a quick release tab. So my prior helmet did have that quick release magnetic tab, and I was genuinely worried that I was never going to be able to go back to the traditional D-ring style. I was like, I'm so sick of the D-rings. They're such a nightmare. You can't put your helmet on or latch it if you're already moving. And so, anyway, so this has the quick release, like the, I don't know what it's called. It's like a, if that made any sense. It snaps in like that. And it's so easy to take off. Opening the helmet while riding is a breeze. Can't actually say or do anything because my whole protective face shield is gone. But man, when I'm cruising with my Camelback on and I want to pop a drink in my mouth, it's just so easy to slightly open this, kind of leave it floppy, and then put my straw inside. Now, would I recommend this helmet if you're trying to do moto vlogs? I don't see why not, honestly. It's not as easy as like a stationary fixed full face helmet. Words, Jess, I need more coffee. No, it's not as easy as wearing a full face helmet because there's significantly less moving parts in a full face. In this one, I do have to use a relatively long lavalier microphone. I have to use a lot of Velcro. There's a boom mic on that. Like, I have multiple microphones in this helmet, and it takes up a lot of real estate. I mean, I do it. A lot of people do it. This is nothing new. I'm not reinventing the wheel here, but I will say it's not as easy as a full-faced helmet. Let's talk heaviness, loudness, quietness, comfortness, blah, blah, blah. This is certainly a significantly heavier helmet compared to some of the others. When I didn't have anything strapped to it, it was perfect. I never had an issue. It never felt heavy on my head. It's heavier than some helmets, especially any kind of carbon fiber helmet, but it didn't bother me whatsoever. As soon as I started strapping all of my cameras and gear, microphones, all of that jazz, yes, this is a very heavy helmet, and it constantly pulls my helmet down. So I am constantly feeling that pull on my eyebrows. That's a me thing, not the helmet. I'm definitely just gonna have to rejig my whole vlogging setup, which I would like to do in the future anyway, just because this is messy looking, but this is the only system I have ever used that has 99% of the times not failed me. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Comfort, I already spoke about comfort. The cheek pads are high quality, very comfortable. I highly recommend you try this on before you actually buy it because, like I said, helmet sizes are completely different based on your head shape. What else did I say? Heaviness, comfort. Oh, loudness. This helmet is significantly quieter than some of my other helmets that I've owned, but like I said, I still have to wear earplugs when I do long distance travel, and that's just the wind noise, man. You can't really get away from that kind of wind noise. So I prefer to wear like the type of earplugs that completely block out certain decibels of white noise. So I can still hear everything around me. I can still hear when there's ambulances and sirens and stuff going on, but it is definitely quieter. All right, guys, I'm taking you on a special treat in this video. We are officially heading to the highest point of Florida, all of Florida right now. So I've ridden this road with some friends in the past, but this is the Sugarloaf Mountain Road. So be careful. Might get altitude sickness going this high up in this state. I can already feel it. Whew. Blood pressure's rising. Feel like I need to go get some canned air. Woo! We made it. Oh my gosh, you can see forever. And here we are. Top of the mountain.
Honest thoughts on this helmet? I love it. I don't think I can ever go back to a regular full face helmet now. I feel so restrained and stuck, and I've really fallen in love with the Shoei. I really hope this video has helped any of you that were wondering what's been going on with the helmet. Why do I choose to wear a full face helmet? Why do I choose to wear a modular helmet? Yada, yada, yada. Obviously, if you have any questions, please leave a comment below and let me know. I will do my best to answer your question. They should be relatively simple. I've traveled a little over 15,000 miles in this helmet, and I don't see an end in sight. Last but not least, I want to give a huge thank you. I am beyond proud and humbled that Revzilla has chose to partner with me and support this channel and support my dream. And that's something that I have had to learn the hard way over the years, is that you cannot take your gear for granted. So the fact that I get to work with Revzilla and really open my opportunities to try different types of gear, experience it, and then share it with you is something that I do not take lightly. So thank you so much, Revzilla, for being a channel partner. And until my next video, you guys, you be good, and I'll see you later.